Hi, folks. My name's Taylor Mello. I lead the solutions engineering team here at Bowtie. And in this video today, I want to walk through how to leverage access policies to restrict access for certain users to a certain subset of resources using Bowtie. So what we're looking at here is I've deployed a demo environment. This is a fully fledged Bowtie cluster. It's deployed inside of a VPC in AWS. I've also downloaded the Bowtie agent. I have it running. I'm actually connected up to the cluster. So if we take a look at the devices, we can see this is my device, my serial number. It's already signed in with my user account, and we're connected up and we're ready to go. What you'll notice though is that there are no access policies. So I want to take this opportunity to walk through how to build an access policy, how to attach a user to a specific user group, and then start crafting your access policies based on various groups of users. So the first thing we need to do is we need to put my user into a user group. So I'll click on users, I'll head over to groups, I'll select add user group. For the sake of this video, I'm going to assume that I'm a contractor. That way we can restrict access to just contractors for a specific set of resources, and then users who are not contractors can access the rest of the resources that are inside of the VPC. So I'm going to change membership. I'm going to go in and I'm going to select my account, add user. Then I'm going to go over to access policies. The first thing we need to do is build a policy that will allow all users to access resources behind the Bowtie controller. Right now, it defaults to no access is granted unless explicitly granted. So we'll start by heading over to the resource editor and we'll start building out our resources. First thing I need to do is add a resource. I'm going to start by just saying all resources. So anything inside of the VPC, we'll do everything under all ports. This is essentially a blanket all resources object. Then what we do is we create what are called resource groups. We put the resources inside of the resource groups, and then we define our policies based around the resource groups. So I'll say all AWS resources. Save the resource group. Then I'll attach the resource we just created. It's saved. Come back over to policies, add a policy, toggle it on. We'll say all authenticated users are allowed access to all resources. Great. So now that this policy is created, I'll be able to access any resource that's behind the Bowtie controller that the Bowtie controller can also access. So I'll bring over my terminal here, and I'm going to start by pinging the demo resource. So you can see this is a private address. This exists within our site range that we've supplied here. So if we go over to our control plane, select our private VPC, we can see that we have a site range here where this address fits into. I've also stood up a test resource that we can use to say if we were a contractor that only contractors should be able to access. So this is at 10.100.242. Great. So we can ping that as well. What I want to do is I'm going to come back in here and we're going to create this new resource. I'll add a resource. And I'll say it's our Ubuntu server 01. Protocol all is fine. We'll just do it by IP address, paste that in. All the ports are good. We'll create a new resource. We'll say contractor resources. Save the resource group. We'll add our Ubuntu server to it. Then we'll come back over to policies. We'll add a policy that says if you're in the user group, contractor, you're allowed to access the contractor resources. Now, what we also need to do is we need to restrict access to all resources so that non-contractors can access them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this with a nor set it to a user group, and save the resource. So how do we interpret this? This says, if you are an authenticated user, but you're not in the user group contractor, then you have access to all AWS resources. If you are in the user group contractor, then you have access to this specific Ubuntu host. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring up our terminal here. And I'm going to ping the demo resource, and we can see that I can't access it. But if we ping our contractor resource, we can see I can access it. So this is a way that you can start to craft access policies on Bowtie for specific user groups. Where this gets really neat is right now we only have one networking site. But from this point forward, we can start deploying Bowtie controllers in our other networking sites, other VPCs or cloud networks, and leverage a single access policy layer across all of these different networking sites. And that gives us one place to manage and control access for all of our users across all of our resources. Thank you for watching, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.